Hi everyone, I'm Becky. For those of you who don't know, I am Li Bei in Chinese. Alright, what are we doing? We are going to this Reddit Chinese language post and we see user Inukuro has put up this software they've been working on for chengyu, Chinese idioms. Now, when I saw this post, I was interested. Why was I interested? When I see this, when I see this in particular, it makes me interested that they're an intermediate plus Chinese language student. A lot of software I find is written by someone who's interested in French or something like this, and they just want to make more money with their software, so they expand it into Chinese, not having a clue about the nuances of Chinese, and then you use their software and it's total rubbish. And so there's so much like that that it's just a French app with Chinese tacked on by people who don't know Chinese. It's rubbish. um, so the best, or at least in my mind, the best or quite often among the best software around are those written by students, especially those who at least reach intermediate slash advanced levels, because they're actually interested in the topic and have the skills to actually do something about it. Um, yeah. So Pleco is the canonical example, I guess. Pleco is amazing. It's written by honestly I forget, but I'm pretty sure they were an advanced language learner learning Chinese in particular, not learning French and decided to learn or have an app for everything. All right. So Pleco is absolutely amazing. This one is about chengyu, Chinese idioms. So currently I use Lao Wai Chengyu Guide, the Lao Wai Chengyu Guide. So this one, junior email. This is like drop in the ocean, we say in English. Um, so you have 9 cattle, 9 cows, whatever, and one hare among them, one hare among 9 cows. So it just means something very insignificant. Example sentences, yeah, the origin, Sima Qian. So this is Three Kingdoms period. All right. Whoa, what's all this? Oh, this is just generic helpful dictionaries. All right. Anyway, you get the idea. This is the Lawai Chongi Guide. This is a new one. This is an AI. An AI. They've designed it to be an encouraging practice partner. So the AI makes the difference in that you can input your writing practice. All right, let's give it a go. Right. So, okay. 恰恰相反 was previous. 没开眼笑 is the next one. And today's one, 每天成语. So that's tomorrow's one, is it? All right. 鹤立鸡群，鹤立鸡群，鹤立鸡群，鹤立鸡群。Yeah, so the AI explanations. Crane in a flock of chickens. So the chickens are jichun. The jichun represents average, boring, unexciting, and he is a crane. Li, he will be like stand, right? He li jichun, standing up among the chickens. So you stand out, and presumably you stand out for a good reason, unlike other things. Okay, pretty jichun. So does it say that? Whenever I study chengyu, I like to focus on A, the grammar, and B, things like sentiment, right? Is it a good chengyu or is it a bad chengyu? So, like for this one, I mean, you don't know immediately that this is a good thing. Like, I don't know, you have to know that in Chinese culture, a crane is considered good and a chicken's kind of eh. You have to know this. You know that these animals represent like blandness or extraordinary, something out of the ordinary, right? Something extraordinary. All right. Pinyin heli ji chun, correct? Blah, 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 blah. Crane standing among a flock of chickens. So that's the literal definition. Used to describe someone stands out remarkably. So yeah, it is important to emphasize that it's a positive thing. So there are chengyu that are negative as well, right? Like if you stand out, what was it? There was one I was looking at just before. Pause for a second. I'll see if I can find it. Right, here it is. Qiang, here qiang means gun. 枪打出头鸟. So the gun 打出 shoots 头鸟, the lead bird, right? So the shot hits the bird that pokes its head out. Yeah, non-conformity gets punished. So it's quite similar to the crane among the chickens one, right? But yeah, in this one it's negative, and in the crane one it's positive. So you need to know the difference between these things. You can't, or sometimes you can't just get it immediately. You have to study it. So two things. One is grammar. We'll get to the grammar in a minute. And the other one is sentiment, whether it's positive or negative or neutral or it depends. Yeah, we saw the definition. All right. We saw that. All right. Yeah, comparison between the crane and the crowd. So you would need to be comparing one different thing among many, right? There's one thing among many. So you won't be able to use it for two objects. You'd have to have like 100 of which one is spectacular, one is distinct. Let's just look at the examples. All right. 他在班级里鹤立鸡群. No, I'm pronouncing it wrong, aren't I? 鹤立鸡群. Chun. Yeah, chun. Wow, I've never really paid attention to that, but my chuns sound a lot like chun. Chun. They're different, aren't they? Anyway, so let's look at the grammar. We have what is called a noun. We have a prepositional phrase stuck in here, and then we have the chengyu. And the chengyu is functioning like a verb phrase. So if we didn't have this, it would just be he stands out among the crowd. So this prepositional phrase restricts the scope. So this seems to be the grammar pattern we'd want to use. 他在 blah 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 里鹤立鸡群，每次考试都是第一名. Yeah. So individuals among a group. Yeah. Situations. So it's used for people. Is it used for non-people? 这幅画在众多参展作品中鹤立鸡群. Wow, my pronunciation of this one is incorrect, isn't it? 鹤立鸡群. Anyway, this painting. So the subject here is not a human. Yeah, you often have to work out grammar-wise, can you use it with a human? Can you use it with an animal, a non-human? And can it be used with an inanimate object, like a painting? And can it be used figuratively or sarcastically and this sort of thing as well? So it takes a lot of time to get really used to it. 获得了评委的一致好评. 一致 unanimous, 好评 consistent. 好评 praise or good comments. 他的身高在女排队员中也是鹤立鸡群. Anyway, let's not focus on that. So this is one of these sentences I'm unsure about the grammar. Why? It's here. 她的身高, her height, stands out remarkably among the women's volleyball players. So, yeah, like she can stand out among women volleyball players, but her height, in English, you might say her height makes her stand out remarkably. Same with Chinese, it's a bit iffy. 她的身高, her height, among women volleyball players stands out remarkably. Oh, actually, no, you can do this. What am I saying? Yeah, maybe what I'm saying is that, so it's implied that the women's volleyball players have their own heights, right? So we are comparing kind of women volleyball players with her height. So they're kind of apples and oranges, right? But you're meant to imply that, I don't know, we're comparing the heights of the women volleyball players with her height. 这位年轻的钢琴家在音乐会上鹤立鸡群 That was okay. 演奏技巧令人叹为观止 That sounds like a chengyu. A chengyu to define another chengyu. 叹为观止 I'm going to jot that down. Maybe we can leave some comments on the Reddit post. So we'll leave some comments on the Reddit post. I want to mention grammar because the grammar is probably more important than anything else. Like, if you don't know the grammar, you're just going to use it wrong. If you don't know the background context, you're going to use it wrong too, but this gets quite well explained, so that's not a problem. The sentiment was an issue, and using chengyu in the example, like extra chengyu in the example sentences, it might lead to more problems. Like, you kind of solve one problem by converting it into a second problem. All right. So this is our subject. Sorry, our subject of the sentence. We have the scope of the claim, or the scope of this. So again, noun, scope, this. And then we just, yeah, this is an issue, isn't it? No, this is the subject of this thing. All right. 在这群应聘者中，他的学历和经验都鹤立鸡群，毫无疑问会被录用。Yeah, so this one's a bit iffy, isn't it? Chinese has a kind of rolling subject. So this one, 他的学历经验. So this is the subject of the sentence. But 他会被录用. Yeah, so I am a bit unsure about sentences like these. Anyway, you can understand the sentence, no problem. His academic history and experience stands out among the crowd. Bit of a tall poppy. Your tall poppy would be a human, though, in English. Yeah. He will be hired. 这座建筑在周围的低矮房屋中显得鹤立鸡群，格外引人注目. Right, so this is different, right? So this is a building, and this is like physically taller than the surrounding buildings, whereas all these other ones were more abstract. Oh, this is her height. This is physically taller as well, right? Let's ask ChatGPT. Pause for a second, I'll get it up. All right, so here I wrote, and I'll press enter. The cream on the, so its origin is a physical comparison. A crane is obviously taller than chickens. Yeah? Alright. So, 它站在人群中，真是鹤立鸡群。So this is physical height. 他的才华让他在同龄人中鹤立鸡群。Okay. And what things can it describe? What nouns can it describe? It's a bit of a verbjective, isn't it? This is my word. No one else uses the word verbjective. But it's a verb phrase that functions as an adjective, or adjectives and verbs in Chinese tend to overlap quite a bit. So I call them verbjectives. And this might be an example. It functions somewhat as a verbjective. It's a verb that describes ta. All right, anyway, what nouns can it describe? People. Yeah, so whatever type of people, 他在同学中鹤立鸡群，鹤立鸡群。他在比赛选手中鹤立鸡群。So people, no problems. Animals. 马群中那匹黑马鹤立鸡群。Okay, so you can describe a horse as a crane among the chickens. That horse is a real crane among the chickens. All right. And 产品 objects. 建筑这个。All right. And all right. I can make a mini chip. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to know which nouns are the best collocations. I'm going to write collocations. And we'll mention that if we reply. All right. People 学生他在班级里鹤立鸡群。Yeah, so in class 他在同事中 So this is the group of colleagues, right? 鹤立鸡群 blah 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 blah. So 在比赛中 so this competitor in the tournament stood out from the crowd. So all right, so let's ask ChatGPT here, what numerical range would the number of players in the tournament fall into? So fine. Yeah, okay, if there are only 2 or 3 players, yeah. If there are hundreds, yes. All right. So if it's 2 or 3, no, but maybe 5 is the bare minimum. All right. Yuan, okay. Yeah. 产品. So, 在市场中, so on the market, this smartphone, 智能手机, 这款新智能手机 stands out from the crowd. This artwork at the exhibition stands out from the crowd. This brand among competitors stands out from the crowd. This this library in the city, among the city buildings stands out from the crowd. And what's this one? 研发成果. So research results in this industry stand out from the crowd. Animals, all right, I think we get the idea. more abstract things. All right. 他的才华让他的在同龄中这个 No, but no, this she is standing out from the crowd, not her 才华。他的组织能力在这个 Yeah, so his organizational skills stand out from the crowd. So this master's calligraphy stood out from the crowd at the exhibition. 风格, the movie's style stood out from the crowd among similar styles of movies. This accomplishment in this industry stood out from the crowd. All right. Now, all right. I think that's all right. I think we're getting the idea, right? 这位年轻人, we saw that one. Where were we? Here. So this one's physical height. So it stands out prominently. This is physical appearance. It looks taller than the rest. Okay. And here, 他的才华. So his talent stands out from the crowd. 很快就得到了, yeah. So again, this is one of these sentences where the subject for the first clause is this, is after the de. So his talent stands out remarkably, and he, so the subject for the second clause is he, changes. He soon got a promotion opportunity. All right. So sometimes, like, I don't know if that's considered legitimate. It's normally have a rolling subject. The subject of the first clause becomes the subject of the second clause. Grammar textbooks will teach you that, but yeah, I'm not sure why we're allowed to do this. Why we're allowed to have this as the subject for the first clause and this is the subject for the second clause. But anyway, we'll see. Cultural background. So yeah, so you need to know that cranes are good and chickens are meh. Yeah, longevity and nobility, blah, blah, blah. Auspicious bird. Yeah, this is one of these culture things. There's lightning. This is one of these culture things. So whenever I talk about learning Chinese, I mention there are 7 aspects. So you normally talk about reading, writing, listening, speaking. I tend to add vocabulary and grammar on that, but then I add a 7th one, which is culture. And when I say culture, I don't mean Chinese people like to eat dumplings on Spring Festival. I mean crane. What does that symbolize in the Chinese mind? That's what I mean. So you need to know that crane is considered a good bird and chicken is considered average. And sometimes these relationships don't match up between Chinese and English. And probably, like, my favorite example of this is when you're a native English speaker might say, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Now, if you say that in Chinese, Chinese people will be like, what? Men are not from Mars. Women are not from Venus. What are you talking about? Yeah, so the idiom just doesn't work. And conversely, so women in Chinese are represented by the moon, whereas men are represented by the sun. And so you do that in English, and you're like, what? It makes no sense. So this is what I mean with culture. It's like language-specific culture elements you need to know. You need to know that a crane is good and a chicken is average. Sometimes carry ironic or jealous connotations. I'm going to ask ChatGPT what. An AI wrote this. Can you give examples of this? Yeah. Mm. Bit non-responsive. Hello. I'll refresh the page, see if that changes anything. So it didn't send. Yeah, all right. So ironic, sarcastic. All right, what do we got here? 同事甲. So 甲 is like an arbitrary name. I say like Mr. Chen or something like, oh no, your average Chen or this sort of thing. Yeah, it just means it's just a random 甲乙丙丁, 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's here used as a name. Quite often use this to anonymize people for contracts and things like this. But maybe if you're going to insult someone, you don't want to use real names. 同事甲口气带讽刺嘲讽. So the voice carries sarcasm. 哦，他又发明了绝妙点子，真是鹤立鸡群啊。So it is just sarcasm. You say that, it means the complete opposite. 绝妙点子. All right, 老师半开玩笑. So yeah, this is a very common phrase in Chinese. 半开玩笑. It's like semi-jokingly. Very common in Chinese, a bit rarer in English. You might just say like half-jokingly. Wow, it's really thunderstormy. 他又考满分了，真是鹤立鸡群。All right. 你又考. So maybe this could come up in a setting where the teacher doesn't believe the student. The student's like bragging, oh, I got full marks on the HSK 6 exam. And the teacher's like, yeah, sure you did. Sure you did. I absolutely believe you. And by absolutely believe you, I don't. All right, anyway, I think we get the idea. I don't think we need to continue. Okay, so this is synonyms. 近义词 or 近义成语. 出类拔萃. I've never heard of this one. 出类拔萃. To excel the common. I don't even know that one in English. 卓而不群. 卓 is 卓越的卓. Outstanding. Outstanding achievement in the field of excellence. 卓而不群. Yeah, I tend to use 百里挑一. Whoops. 百里挑一. 百里挑一. That's the one I use. 1 in 100. Cream of the crop. 百里挑一. Yeah, 挑 would be 挑选, right? 百里挑一. I think I described my teacher as 百里挑一. One of my exceptional teachers as 百里挑一. I think that's legit, right? Hopefully I didn't make a mistake. I haven't been known to say these things about my teacher and meant it as a good thing, and then later on you find out, all right, it's not as polite as I thought. It happens. Hopefully the teachers know that we don't have a complete grasp of the language, hence we take class. 平庸之辈, or 平庸, that 庸, 平庸. My channel name, right? 不干平庸. 平庸之辈. What is 之辈? 辈 is 一辈子的辈. So maybe it just pertains to someone's life. Yeah. No special qualities. 碌碌无为. 碌碌. I got nothing. 碌. 忙碌的碌. Maybe it's just a sound. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't mean anything here. 无为. 无为. Yeah, I don't know. Let's continue. I don't know that one. 鹤立鸡群 is Vivian, blah, 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 blah. All right. So now we have this special feature. We have AI. Log in to save your results. I'll worry about that later. I'm not going to do it while I'm making a video. 造句练习. All right. So we know the grammar. We have noun and then 在 blah 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 中 这个 and then we can add whatever commentary afterwards. So let's let's think of an example. Let's start off with a physical example. Let's say 姚明在人群中。姚明在人群中。So you know Yao Ming, right? Yao Ming is a famous basketball player. I presume he's Chinese, but I don't know. People immigrate. I'm pretty sure he's Chinese, right? At least ethnic Chinese. Yao Ming is noted for being ridiculously tall. He makes other tall people, yeah, look pretty average. 在篮球队中，个高 is it 个高? No, it is 个高, right? Oh, I pushed the wrong thing. Oh, that's a post I made. Yeah, I was just on another side. Pushed the wrong button. Anyway, where were we? 姚明在篮球队中鹤立鸡群。What should I say? I want to add a little bit of flavor. 轻易 or maybe I should 难以就是no 轻易找到他轻易容易 maybe 容易 is better 容易找到 all right, so that's physically tall. I'm using, yeah, Yao Ming is easy to find in a crowd because he's really tall. All right. What am I saying next? So we want excellence. So this is, Yao Ming is physically taller. He is also like excellent at basketball. Yeah, so this is ambiguous, isn't it? yeah, so I want to get rid of basketball. And I want to, because Yao Ming is physically tall. 中国人中 So among Chinese people, or maybe just like 在众人中群中 What should I write? So he needs to be part of a group. What kind of group of people would Yao Ming belong to? I want to not choose basketball players because the sentence would be interpreted as yeah, maybe I'll just put Mandarin. So among men, Yao Ming is quite tall. That makes sense. If I put basketball players, the chengyu will be interpreted as his skill at basketball, not as his physical height among men. All right. this doesn't make much sense. Goods. Goods. How do you write goods? It's this one. 身高 goods 高高的高非常高，在篮球队中也是球打的挺厉害。姚明在男人中鹤立鸡群，个子非常高，在篮球队中也是鹤立鸡群，球打得挺厉害。So I'm using both the literal and figurative in the same sentence. All right. So what do? 提交。I hope it's okay. 姚明 stands out among men like a crane among chickens. He is very tall and also stands out in a basketball team, playing quite impressively. I get 85. Is that good or bad? Maybe this is like an AI Dunning-Kruger effect. It doesn't matter what you input, you're going to get 85. Do you remember this one? 87? How dare you? All right. Highlighting his height and outstanding talent. Yeah, I thought that was clever. The idiom usage is natural and fits perfectly in the context. Repeating it among men even more vividly. So what was the problem? 球打得挺厉害。Okay, 成语运用. I correctly used the 成语。创意表达. This is like innovation. Like creativity maybe. Yeah. All right. Creativity in my expression. I've only got 50 characters. All right. 情感表达. Emotional expression. All right. I lost points for emotional expression. All right. All right. But if you put that as a setting, I'm going to make my next submission like ludicrously emotional. Okay. 意境描写. So this would be contextual portrayal. 意境. No, not what I thought. It wasn't context. So this is like the conveying. Is this conveying my meaning or something? I don't know. I don't even know what this means. All right, 综合得分. 这个不公平. What did this one get? It's different. 废寝忘食. Okay, 废寝忘食 is much easier, I think. Okay, so okay, so up here is this Redditor's example sentence. That's their writing. 为了追一个有趣的话题，我刷了一晚上 Reddit. Okay, 简直到简直到了废寝忘食的地步。简直到地步 Is that grammatical? 到这个简直到 Can you use that one? It is a grammar pattern, isn't it? 简直到啪啪啪的地步. Alright, so they've gotten points for that. Alright, so if you want to max your score, if you want to max your... What did I lose points for? I got full here. I got 20 here. Here, I lost points for emotional expression. And 20, oh, I got 20, same there. So my Yao Ming example wasn't as an emotional. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so I need to add more emotion to get more points. Yeah, 简直到啪啪啪的地步，废寝忘食的地步. All right, I should remember that grammar structure. Seems useful. Okay, obviously they've got some Chinese skill behind them if they're writing like that. All right. So now what do I do? This is just the normal flattery you get from AI, right? I didn't get any useful feedback. Yeah, no actionable feedback. So what if we go over here to ChatGPT? I wrote this sentence. Please give me actionable feedback and on my right. The sentence is understandable, natural, and meanings. Okay. Yeah, no, I wanted to repeat it. Oh, that was the Australian. Yeah, no, just then. Hey. Yeah, no. No, it was for poetic reasons. I was using. Okay. All right. 个子非常高，在男人中这个在人中这个更是基因超群，业绩超群. This is another one. Like stands out from the crowd kind of thing. 技艺 skills. So yeah, with the repetition, I did that quite deliberately. One was to use the chengyu so that what? In a physical context, and one was in he's tall in abstract context, he excels. So yeah, like I was you have to consider the audience when you're writing. And when you're writing to an AI, you have to write in a way that AI likes it. When you're taking the HSK exam, you need to write in a way that your examiner likes. And when you're writing in the real world, it's different again. It would be nice if those things matched up. Yeah. 个子非常高，在成年男性中，鹤立鸡群，在篮球队里，他的球技也 oh that's a better I should have done this, shouldn't I? Because this one was him physically among men, and here, yeah, here is his skill, right? Yeah, that is a good point. I should have done 他的球技, his ball skills. 也鹤立鸡群，也身高出众，个子高的惊人. Yeah, all right. Anyway, I mean, it's one of these things. Like, I'm not going to publish my sentence, right? I say this, I'm going to put it on YouTube, and that's kind of a form of publishing, isn't it? I'm not like I'm just wanting the grammar to be correct. I will worry about purple prose and flowery language later on. Hey. All right. So, is there anything else to this website? I do not wish to put it on social media. 发布句子，关闭。Okay. Oh wait, are you? No, don't you dare put it there, right? What is a composition? All right. All right. So if I go here, 眉开眼笑，眉开眼笑. Oh, okay. It just means laughter. Like 眉开, your eyebrows are because you're happy, and yan, your eyes are laughing. So you're laughing so hard that you can detect it through facial expressions. Yeah. So this is tomorrow's, is it? 约定俗成前所未有大有可为 quite probably, right? Full of promise. 大有可为 Alright. 一言不发 do not say anything. Yeah, you can also, it's like 一话不说 a whole bunch of variants like this. 有声有色 this is vivid, right? Yeah, lively and vivid. Literally means has sound and color, but it just means vivid. 轻而 no 轻而易举 This is like piece of cake or something like that. Yeah. Oh wow. 千道一发 no 千道一发 is it? 1,000 hooks, one string of hair. I had no idea what this is. A moment of extreme peril hanging by a thread. Or a hair, I guess. Interesting. 和平共处. Is this like world peace or something? Peaceful coexistence. Okay. 沸沸扬扬. I don't know. Bubbling? Clamorous? Alright. 截然不同, completely unalike. Yeah, that's very common. 格格不入. 格格不入. No, I don't know. Not in harmony with surroundings. Okay. Why is it ge ge? Well done, AI. You really. The ge means this. The second ge also means this. AI is wacky. 名副其实. 名副其实. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of variants like this. So I was studying these 名副其实. You have yeah. So 名. There's another one. 名副其实. This one. I prefer this one actually. 符 is 符合的符. 名副其实. I did my pronunciation wrong, right? 名. This one is 副. 名副其实. But this one is 名副其实. This one makes more sense to me. I think maybe this is. I don't think 副 has that meaning. 副 correspond. Yeah, I think it's just kind of the word evolved and people started writing that instead of this one. There's also another one. 言过其实. 言过其实. So instead of Ming, so here Ming is the name. Here, this Fu is the other Fu, is Fu, like consistent with. Qi is a kind of a universal pronoun, and Shi, reality. So 名副其实 is the name matches its reality. So call a spade kind of thing. Maybe, I don't know. Where are some good examples? Yeah, so he's considered an expert, 名副其实的 expert. So it just means the name matches reality. He genuinely is an expert. Um, and this one, 言过其实, yan, the words, 过, exceed, 其实, it's reality. Yeah, you have this one? Where's the search? There's no search. All right, so let's make some notes. So we want search, and we want idioms that contain similar characters. Idioms, same chars or like structure. All right, and now let's make a Reddit post. So this is a live Reddit posting going on here. Did anyone actually say anything? No. All right. Thanks. I'm always curious when someone actually studying Chinese makes software makes tools for studying Chinese, as there's a long history. There's many examples of top-notch tools developed by students. Pleco, Dong Chinese. What are the other ones? I don't know. Anyway, I gave your site a try. So it's a new one, right? It's still experimental. So I think they were asking for feedback, right? Were they asking for feedback? All right. Okay. Here's my thoughts. I'm going to quote that. So sometimes people ask for feedback and then I give them feedback and then they get mad at me for feedback. So I'm going to quote it directly. Here's my thoughts. Yeah, grammar. We need to know grammar. We need to know the grammar before. We need to know the grammar. Like we really need to know the grammar structure, the chengyu specific grammar before we can make grammatical sentences using it. Okay, sentiment, like objects, like here's my thoughts on what the AI, how the AI explanations can improve. So grammar, like the objects, the chengyu can be used with people, animals, like inanimate objects, things, people, objects, things. Like the objects the chengyu can be used with, like people. Yeah. So in this case, it was all three, right? You could describe a person. Yeah. Like you can describe a person literally or physically. So physically or like abstractly excelling above someone. Objects showing. Okay. The other one, yeah, literal. Can it be used literally and or figuratively? Can it be used literally and or figuratively? In the case of that, yes, it was able. In the case of He Li Jichun, it could describe both physically taller and excelling above average. This sort of thing. Yeah. Or it was subject plus 在 plus prepositional scope plus 这个 this sort of thing. Very hard. Yeah, maybe that's not worth it. All right. Grammar. This one object trying you. This one. So sentiment. Is it positive, negative, or neutral? This one. Collocations. Or maybe this one. Collocations. What object? Yeah, quite often chengyus are used to describe certain objects, certain entities, and not others, e.g. people have more things. Yeah, so 川流不息talks about a flow, yeah, like an endless continuous stream, and yeah, like it can describe the flow of people in a crowd, but it can't describe a dog, right? So this kind of thing. What does it do? So, all right. Search. Search. There seems to be a missing search bar. We need to be able to search for our favorite chengyu. For the chengyu we're studying, and often it's worthwhile studying chengyus with similar characters or structure. E.g., if you when we study 名副其实 名副其实 we might also want to study 言过其实 what was the other thing? So I'll mention the existence of this. I'll mention the existence of 老外成语 guide. 老外成语 guide, which is pretty good. Which, I don't know, is pretty good. But is not particularly exhaustive. And sorry, way back when I made HSK chengyu, this one. This is the HSK chengyu list. So I'll show that. And you'll probably want to include all the HSK chengyu. All right, will that do? As the site grows. All right, that'll do. I'll leave a comment. Let's just proofread. always curious when someone actually studying Chinese makes tools for studying Chinese. Tools for studying Chinese. There's many examples. Top notch. Oh, maybe my package has arrived downstairs. Top-notch tools developed by students, Pleco Dong Chinese, etc., etc. There's quite a few good ones. I can't think of the other ones off the top of my head, but the really good ones are the ones by students. Usually HSK 5+ students that have gone, oh, I want to study like this, and they actually use the tools that they're making and then just make it public and, yeah, make a bit of money from it. Anyway, I gave your site a try and I would generally... Okay. Here's my thoughts on how the AI explanations can improve. Grammar, we need to know the chengyu specific grammar before we can make grammatical sentences using it. Collocations, quite often chengyu are used to certain entities. Used with certain entities and not others, people, animals, e.g. people, animals, things. Like, yeah, maybe I'll give the 传流不息 e.g. 传流不息 can describe some things, like the flow of people in a crowd, I don't know, along a street, maybe along a street. It needs to flow like a river, like the flow of people on a street, but not everything. Yeah. Can describe some things, but not others. Maybe it should be target rather than object. Anyway, can it be used literally and or figuratively? Here it can, physically taller. A building, yeah. Sentiment is positive, negative, or neutral. Yeah, we had that other example. What was it? So, yeah, a negative version, what was it? 枪什么什么 枪打呼 yeah. So this one. So is similar, but is negative. So what was it? Similar to what was 鹤基醇鹤 I've already forgotten. Well, 鹤立基醇 but is negative in sentiment. So e.g. this one, but is negative in sentiment. Yeah. So I mean, the shot hits the bird, pokes its head out. Non-conformity gets punished. So non-conformity here is a bad thing, you get punished for it. But here, you're non-conforming, you're better than the others, right? Well, somewhat. Like you're the crane that sticks the head out. Search, need to be able to search for the Chinese we're studying. Often it's worthwhile studying Chinese with similar characters. E.g. when we study 名副其实, we might also want to study 言过其实. This one. Variant. A variant. This one. I mentioned in existence, if you, and you probably want to include it there. All right. Well, we'll call it a wrap. Thank you for watching. I left my response on Reddit. Yeah, that is interesting. I kind of like the idea of submitting writing and having an AI, I don't know, investigate it and comparing it with other students who are also considering other, comparing other other students' writing, comparing with other students' writing and how they go. Yeah, actually, there was one other thing. P.S. I'm wondering if the AI will give 85%-ish regardless of what is submitted. Yeah, sometimes AI is like that. It's just going to give you 85%. Doesn't matter what you put in the box. Yeah, I do like the idea. So today's one, so is it going to, today's idiom? Yeah, does it actually show up? I'm not sure what this is. PPS wants that. Yeah. So are they going to put them all here and we'll all go, ah, who wrote that one? They're awful. No, we won't do that at all. We're going to encourage and support each other. All right. All right, let's call it a video. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Oh, I need to give you this one. It's called, I need to give you the web address. I think I can just, here. Meitian chengyu .com. All right, Meitian chengyu .com up here. And that should be fine. All right, thanks everyone for watching. I will see you in the future. I need to go downstairs and get my package. TTFN!